Big exciting news to start your Friday morning as not one, not two, but three add-ons for Social Security, SSI, SSDI, railroad benefits, and veterans benefits will be coming to you. And two of them are not pandemic related, so that they're lifetime. Additionally, big, bold, beautiful stimulus checks on their way, proposed and could be coming relatively soon. Extension of FPUC, UI, and PUA hazard pays back on, baby. And how about the remainder of that $10,000 EIDL grant? Time to get your scarves ready. It's a good day, and this is Mornings LALATE Live. Who's in the room this morning? We have Sherry, Dalton, Ozzy from Venice Beach, California, Dalton, Purple Power, Terminator, stay strong. Yes, Sean from Purple Nation. A lot of people in the room. And there is Darren Cliff from Spokane, Washington, RB from Arizona, and Randy is here, and Tiffany is here. Adrian and Alfonso from Georgia. Shout out to all of you this morning. It's a good morning if you've not subscribed to this channel. Good morning, Connie from Virginia, and Connie from DC, another Connie from Maryland. We got a lot of Connies in this room. And one from Missouri, Rebecca. Well, hope you are good. If you've subscribed, you got the alert that we've gone live this morning. We're throwing it up, sometimes live, sometimes state. This is why you got to subscribe to this channel. We're having a lot of fun. We're pushing, and no one's keeping you up to date. There's breaking news overnight, so there's a lot of breaking news, a lot of great news for you to start the new day. So please subscribe if you've not. Also, like this video. I know the like button was broken yesterday. It's sort of like I guess the hairdresser sat on the button. But hope you're good. It's a Friday morning, and so much exciting news. In this recording, I'll be going over not one, not two, but three add-ons for Social Security, railroad benefits, and veterans benefits, and SSI and SSDI, and two of which are not pandemic related, so they will be lifetime add-ons. Incredible, great news, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Then the stimulus check, big, bold, beautiful stimulus check, why the push is underway, how many stimulus checks, and why there's new talk about prepaying stimulus checks before any more lockdowns. That's really great news. More about that breaking overnight. Then hazard pay back on, baby, and why there could be extension of the eligibility classifications for hazard pay more than ever before. Also really great. And then FPUC, UI, PUA, all really on the line because they're expiring in a couple weeks. So can we get it done? Oh, we're gonna get it done. This is Purple Power, the followers of the channel Purple Power, and I'm here and you're here, and the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing, and if you're already on to lunch, well, I'm trying to catch up. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is the following, that there's exciting developments overnight about Social Security and any other type of benefit programs. There's not one, not two, but not three plots to basically give you incredible additions, and these are thousands and thousands of dollars a month. The new one announced overnight is the following. The proposal is to give lifetime people on benefits like Social Security upwards of 20% more per month lifetime. The Biden administration has looked at the program and said, hey, you know what? We are not paying people enough for money for Social Security. The pandemic is an example of it, and we can't keep on doing this. We have to increase people's benefits. So he is going to push to increase lifetime Social Security benefits every month upwards of 20% more per month. This is absolutely incredibly important. This is not something tied to the pandemic. This is not something that'll expire next week. And so if you get about $1,000 per month, you could be seeing $200 additional per month. Yes, and over 12 months, well, $200 times 12 months, let's do the math quickly, $2,400 more per month. And there's no catch to it. The funny thing about these recordings is that there's always sort of this there's always this sort of telemarketer late night Ginzu night jackknife type thing where people are like, but there's a catch. There's a shipping and handling to this. It's like $16 shipping. There's $24 shipping and handling to this, right? Like, no, there is no catch. It would not increase something. It would not disqualify you from something else. It would not reduce something else. It would not eradicate something else. This is all incredible, great news. Second, the second major development that you and I have been wondering about a while, and this is also coming to my Social Security Railroad benefits and SSI beneficiaries, is that annually, in addition to what I just talked about, there will be an increase tied to something other than COLA. COLA, which is cost of living adjustment, or the evil witch of the West, which a lot of people don't like. COLA basically moves like this, like that. It's like, okay, you never move COLA. What's wrong with you? Joe Biden's had enough of that, and so he wants to do S. See if I remember the name. It sounds like it's R2D2 sister. So just say R2D2 reverse, and that's what it is. CPIE. Oh, CPIE. I just remembered it. It's CPIE, which was an extra in Star Wars, but didn't make the final role. Very interesting robot. But CPIE is one. It will be the new benchmark, and CPIE is more beneficiary to you because CPIE increases your benefits based upon how much it costs for the elderly to live, not just basically cost of living, which is across the board. So you could see a lot more money every single month. There it is, CPIE, absolutely, as Martin just said in the chat. That is incredible, great news, and that would be every year. You would not have to do anything. Again, doesn't disqualify you from something else. Again, doesn't increase something else. But it does come with some tartar sauce on the side, so that's really good. Next, the big one that everyone's eyes sort of popped about. Yes, that is the $200 a month every month until the end of 2021. This is that big whammo that is tied to COVID, and it's currently proposed to end in 2021. This would increase your SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad, or Veterans benefits by $200 per month. Increase it. You wouldn't have to do anything. And it would be upwards of about $2,400, $2,500, $2,600. Absolutely incredible, great news. One, it does not disqualify you from something else. Two, it doesn't eradicate the need for a stimulus check. Three, it would not raise something else. Four, it doesn't have shipping and handling. And five, it does not come with gift certificates to the casino on the side. So sorry to report that as well. But what's incredible, great news is that this is a lot of darn money. This is a lot of money. And this is desperately needed because my veterans, my Social Security, my railroad beneficiaries who are dependents, adult dependents, hello from Dayton, Kentucky. My adult dependents did not get a first stimulus check. You've not been forgotten. I talk about you every day. And you did not get a first stimulus check because the first stimulus package said, we're not paying a stimulus check if you're an adult dependent. Well, guess what? They're making it up on the back end by giving big, big, beautiful money. So what's important to understand is there's now 3 items for my Social Security people. Coming up next is check. In this video, I'm going to cover check in a second, and then I'm going to cover hazard pay and unemployment. So stay with me. First, if you're on SSDI, SSI, you'll get lifetime beneficiaries increase upwards of 20%. Second, you'll get annual increases tied to CPIE. That will be an additional increase. This is not a replacement. This is an additional. And third, for just this year, you'll get an additional $200 all the way to 2020. Well, just this pandemic, you'll get an additional $200 per month all the way to the end of 2021. So this is categorically incredible. Now, let's turn to the check. Overnight, Joe Biden talked about checks. His team talked about checks and talked about stimulus. And this is where we are. First, there's a period of stimulus from March to May, which is first stimulus. Second stimulus is May to now, and third stimulus is lockdown stimulus. I'm going to do lockdown stimulus in a second. Let me do second stimulus right now. Joe Biden has said in the recent hours and days that he will give as many checks and as many bills to get you through the pandemic as so needed. He'll do whatever it needs, and he will not stop. This is incredible, great news. Second, there's that CARES Act 1 money that's sitting at SBA. About $800 billion of it. We don't know the exact number, but we do know it's at SBA. We do know it's CARES Act 1 money. We do know it was for PPP, and we do know it's about we don't know it's in excess of a 500 billion. I believe it's about 800 billion. Someone on Twitter this morning was tweeting everyone and said it's 8 billion. It's not 8 billion. 800 billion. You lose a few zeros there. But thank you for the push. And that would amount to a big, bold $5,000 stimulus check. It's categorically incredible because Mitch does not want to spend a lot of money on this package. He doesn't have to spend any money with those stimulus checks. He does not have to spend any of his stimulus checks. So that's incredible, great news that you would just repurpose that money from CARES Act 1 and set it out as a stimulus check. It's incredible, great news. And because Mitch and Lindsey Graham want to use the problem solvers bill, which has two stimulus checks, you could take out those two stimulus checks, reduce the overall payment of the second stimulus package, and get it done right away. Now, there's that stimulus check. The other stimulus check that I need to refer to, because of Chicago, because of Indianapolis, because of El Paso, because of potentially where you live, is a lockdown stimulus checks. You're facing lockdowns. You may have been announced going on lockdowns. You may be facing curfews. If you're on a curfew, next step is for lockdowns. So if you see a curfew coming, get ready for a lockdown because those usually come about 3 weeks after that. Yesterday, overnight, Joe Biden's chief medical official for the transition team said, you know what? The way we should do this is we should really just do a prepayment of stimulus so that people get in their hands. He's referring to third stimulus. He's referring to lockdown stimulus. Get it prepaid in your hand. Get in your hand the stimulus checks, unemployment, all those things in your hand, and then go on lockdown. And then go on lockdown. And what's incredible, great news is that this is the first time that someone has finally gotten it right. They do this internationally. They pay the lockdown stimulus before you go on lockdown. You have in your bank account. You don't have to go to the bank. You don't have to worry about driving anywhere. You first get this stimulus in your hands. Can Trump still do executive orders? Yes. Will he do it? No. He's on a golf course. Does he care? No. He stopped caring a long time ago. So what's important is that you care and I care. And what's important to understand is that stimulus should be prepaid before we go on to lockdown. And that's what is now being advocated. Don't send people on lockdown until you have stimulus in their hands. They won't have to go to the bank. They won't have to go anywhere. They will have the stimulus in their hands. Next, hazard pay. Great news about hazard pay overnight is that hazard pay, when you see it from the president-elect Joe Biden, it's more broad because with hazard pay, what's important to understand is that when initially drafted, we had certain categories. And then I had my viewers who are from Costco, for example. And we couldn't figure out whether or not you're going to get covered or not. Here's the problem. Costco, you sell some shoes or some tennis, some socks, not covered. That's general retail. But how about if I work in the pharmacy at Costco? Is covered. That is essential. How about the grocery part of Costco? Is essential. So then the confusion was what's covered, not covered. What Joe Biden is trying to do is really expand the coverage for hazard pay. Mitch wants you to have hazard pay. Joe wants you to have hazard pay. The only two issues, and this is why you need to be on social media, hashtag Purple Power hazard pay, is the coverages and the amount. Those are the two big things. No one is disputing you shouldn't have hazard pay. The duration of the hazard pay from months to this month to get coverage, that's not the problem. The problem is, what about Uber and Lyft, Instacart? Yes, they are essential. If you have questions about what are essential under hazard pay, tune into Purple Power Live every night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go over the classifications of hazard pay and answer your questions on camera. But the problems that are at issue are first, how much hazard pay, and then who are the essential workers. And this is why you have to be on social media and say, hey, get the hazard pay done and get me covered. Because one, Mitch McConnell's not going to do $10,000 hazard pay. We just sort of know that. He doesn't like $10,000. He'll do a couple thousand, but he's not going to do $10,000. Next, he's a little bit, he will be worried, like anyone else, that everyone and their sister will say that they're qualified for hazard pay. And so he want to make sure that the classifications are right. And so you need to be pushing on social media to make sure that the classifications are covered. Next, unemployment, which is really important, and this turns to second stimulus and third stimulus. What's important to understand is that second stimulus was supposed to provide you an extension of UI, PUA, and FPUC, and to cover you all the way until December, January. Well, guess what? We're almost into third stimulus. Third stimulus is January, February, March. And suddenly, as we sit here today, we've had FPUC expire in July. We have UI expire in a few weeks, and we have PUA expire in a few weeks. And what's concerning is that we need to make sure that this message gets loud and clear out. And so you need to be on social media with hashtag Purple Power FPUC. What's important to understand is that everyone wants to extend your unemployment, but they can't seem to get the most important element done, which is the UI and the PUA. Let me explain. Someone sent me a very nice tweet overnight, said, how do I apply for FPUC, that add-on? You can't apply for the FPUC if there is nothing to add it onto. And that's a little bit scary, but I actually have to say it. You have to have UI still, and you have to have PUA to add FPUC on top of it. And in a few weeks, they're going away if they don't get them extended. So you need to be very loud and clear. This is where Purple Power needs to be very loud and clear. This is not a time to say, you know what, I'm tired of pushing. You know what, I'll just wait till it's in my count. You know what, it's their job to take care of it. Oh, guess what? Last time was the time to take care of it. They allowed FPUC to expire in July. And guess what? PUA is about to expire in December, and UI is about to expire in December. So what's important to understand is you need to be pushing to get that PUA and UI extended. And I don't mean just a few weeks. The new indication suggests overnight that the pandemic's vaccine will not be in full distribution until April. So what's important to understand is that you need UI and PUA extended into April. And then everything else leaves only one item to remain. What's important to understand is that no one here disagrees that UI and PUA has to be extended. It doesn't cost the government much of anything to extend PUA or UI. That's not money. The money is the FPUC, federal FPUC, because that comes from the federal government. And that's the one that Mitch and Joe have been caught up on. Joe wants to do $600 a week. Mitch wants to do $300 a week or something like that. Never going to happen. It's never going to happen for 300. It's never going to happen for 600. They need to do it for 400, which what the problem solvers wanted. Well, the problem solvers wanted 450 for 5 weeks, 8 weeks, and then 5 weeks for 600. They need to get it out. They need to get it out because ultimately, what's important to understand is that people need money. When Steve Mnuchin offered $400 a week in the month of July to the Temple Doom, and she turned it down, that was August, September, October, November, December. If we counted to December, that's 5 months, 4 weeks. That's 5 times 4. That's 20 weeks at $400 a week, $8,000. She turned down $8,000 that would be in your bank account. Why? Because she wants to make it $10,000? Well, guess what? $8,000 with interest and paying your electricity bill and paying your utility bill and paying everything else is a lot better than holding out for $10,000. Declining $8,000 in July to hold out for $10,000 doesn't make sense. And Joe Biden doesn't subscribe to that either. And so what's incredible great news is that everyone wants to get you to have this. They just need to get it done right now. What's important to understand is that the things are needed to be sent out and needed to be sent out right now. So let's give a final shout out to everyone that's in the room. LA for president. Well, I appreciate that. Sire is in the room, and Reben and Louise is in the room. And where are you all from? Bobby. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Chris. Hello, Frank. Uh, and uh, and let's see. There is someone else breaking. Tanisha Bridge. Wow, I went fast. Patrick Beverly. Brian. State College, PA. Richmond. Where else are the rest of you from? Chattanooga, New Hampshire, Indiana, Pennsylvania, El Paso. Wow, that move on. Buckeye, Anderson, Indiana. Hello from Texas, Tennessee, another Tennessee. Wow, a lot of Tennessee. Georgia, Michigan, New York. A lot of Tennessee in the room. Where else is everyone from? Sacramento, Staten Island, Illinois, Wisconsin, Detroit, Michigan, Reno, Jordan's in Reno, and Catherine is in Mount Jewett, Pennsylvania, Florida, Colorado, San Diego, and another Tennessee. Wow. Great. So thank you for everyone for tuning in. Join me on Holidays LA at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll have more updates about your second stimulus and a little bit about some holiday cheer. Have a great meeting. Oh, I see Puerto Rico's in the room. There we go, Puerto Rico. Oh, Haiti, Patricio Verdes. Okay, so we have an international in the room. That made my day. Thank you for tuning in for Mornings LA, our first time ever. And stay informed, stay focused, and save LA for more.